Hello and welcome to another episode of Corgi Town, USA. As always, I am Candy from Corgi Town, USA. In my lap is Chuckles, and in the studio we have Booger, Hammer, Digby, and Mortimer. And so we might lose some equipment this broadcast because
It's
they
always
are
possible.
zooming back and forth.
They are, and I am Catherine.
Catherine is our executive producer of this podcast, also a business coach and TEDx speaker.
I am.
Yeah, she's big. You're kind of a big deal.
A little bit.
So humble.
So I even have the. I even have the
She has a tattoo. It's a TEDx tattoo.
TEDx.
Yeah, legitimate.
It's legit. It's legit. I think I cried more with this little teeny tiny tattoo than you cried with your tattoo. We got them the same day.
Yeah, that's a true story.
That's a true story.
I got mine, and it was really, really tough, and it hurt a lot. If anybody says hand tattoos do not hurt, I will not believe them. Mine
hurts
hurt
a lot.
And Kat says, I'm not worried about this. I have a high tolerance of pain.
Oh my gosh, I cried. I
think you
cried.
screamed.
I think I screamed.
I think you scared the guy in the tattoo chair next to.
Johnny Martinez, for anybody looking for a tattoo in the Phoenix metropolitan area.
There you go.
But we digress.
Well, we're really good at that. But we're going to do the creator series, our favorite creator series. Bridget Couban. How did you Corgis?
Yeah, I've always been a dog lover and been around dogs all my life. And I just really, I guess, by happy accident got into Corgis. I had my old dog Flora was like a bit of a husky cross, and I was living in a basement apartment at the time, and I just had challenges with Flora as she got older, getting her out of the apartment by myself, and I thought maybe I should look at something smaller. And a friend of mine had suggested a Corgi, and I thought, and I didn't really know anything about them at that time, and I thought, sure, that's perfect. They could just looked into it a little bit, and they seemed to be quite feisty and up for the challenge of an active lifestyle and going to the barn and that kind of thing. And then just luckily there was somebody who had a Corgi available, and it was Poppy. She was the last one available, and they were really far away, but we rendezvoused at a meeting point and just love at first sight, and then never going back.
We can relate to that.
Yes, we can definitely relate to that.
Kat is an accidental Corgi.
I'm an accidental Corgi mom.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So Digby he was my foster.
Yes.
And I've had Corgi since 2004. Actually, that goes back to 99 because when I was in high school, my aunt got a Corgi, and that was Kira. And so when it came time for me to be old enough to have a pet of my own, of course I wanted a Corgi.
Of course.
That was the wonderful, most precious boy there ever was, Lilo, who crossed the bridge in 2019. He was almost 15. I was blessed to have many years with him.
Yeah.
And then I just kept getting more and more, and I can't stop.
And more and more.
And
it's an addiction.
It is. OCD is real.
Yes.
And Digby found me, and he got here, and a wonderful family had him. They had some health issues, and they couldn't keep him. So he and I worked together a little bit on some training, and he just took to Cat like
crazy.
Yeah.
He even today when Eric goes to call him to go for a walk, and he'll usually spend most of his day under my desk with me, and Eric calls him to go for a walk, and he looks at me and he goes like, Mom, is it okay if I leave your side and go tinkle? Because I really have to, but if you don't want me to leave your side, I won't.
Yeah. They're very bonded. It's very sweet.
It is.
Yeah, he's been very healing to her. So Kat's an accidental Corgi mom. I'm a Corgi mom over and over again, and I wouldn't have it any other way. I wouldn't have life any other way.
No, it's true. I'm just looking over at Poppy, and I was saying she's being uncharacteristically quiet. Usually when I start talking to other people, she likes to get in on the conversation, but yeah, Poppy's been a delight. She just turned 10 in April, so she's
happy late birthday, Poppy.
Yes, happy birthday.
Yeah, we're still early in our broadcast, so she has plenty of time to talk back. We have 5 here in studio, so I'm sure we're gonna have some Corgi Bork conversations.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, I do have the window open to bring in, or the drape open to bring in as much light as possible. So always the
Yeah.
chance the neighborhood cats will be spotted in the garden, which
Oh yes, we
sends
get
off the corgi alarm.
Yep.
We'll get them started. So we are here to always talk about corgis, but we also want to talk about your works of art. So please tell us about your book, your illustrations, because we know you illustrate as well. How did you get started writing? How did you get started illustrating?
Oh, those are great questions. So, how I got started with writing was actually with my horse Star, who features in some of the other things on my Instagram page, and started writing children's book stories called Morning Star and the Wild Horses. So that kind of got the whole ball rolling. And then when I got Poppy, a young corgi requires a lot of exercise.
Yes.
So just
Yes, they do. And for those listening to the podcast, I am shaking my head vigorously.
I would walk that dog around my neighborhood for hours. And it was interesting to walk around the neighborhood for sure, but my mind would wander. And then as I was walking her, I just hear in my head these little stories about four little corgis, and I just have the one, and her name is Poppy, and I just would get this Poppy, Petal, Pixie, and Posy over and over in my mind, and I thought, oh, that's so cute. And then I started to just draw this little corgi family. My landlord at the time, we weren't really sure, but we suspect her dog was like a corgi cross, and her name was Crackle, and she was just a lovely dog. And her and Poppy were just best friends, and I just thought, oh man. So, and the mother dog in the Four Little Corgis is sort of based after my dog Flora, but that's kind of how the stories came to me. And I'm just holding up the cover of my book now. So that's Poppy's in the blue, and then that's Petal in yellow, Pixie is in purple, and Posy is the little dog in green. And it's just a very simple, sweet story. And that's how I kept the illustrations very simple and sweet, and you can read it at bedtime, and it's short and easy enough to read over and over and over again. And where Poppy used to go to daycare, they would read the stories to the little dogs at the daycare and stuff. So
Aww.
yeah, so it just sort of came to me on my very long and repetitive and constant walks of the young the young corgi.
Yep.
Yeah. And then a few years later, now it's a long time ago now, we drove down to Portland for the meetup down there, and that was kind of what inspired Four Little Corgis going to the beach. So that's the little pups dipping their toes in the ocean, and I think I have a picture on the back of Poppy when she was down.
That is the cutest picture.
It was a long drive from Alberta down to Portland, and I got there and I thought, oh, she's never been to the ocean. I hope she likes it.
Oh, I love it.
We had a blast, and it was really great. And hopefully we'll be able to get to some of these meetups again in the future. But that was what inspired both of those stories, was just Four Little Corgis, and then Four Little Corgis go to the beach.
Oh, that's precious. What? And so there are two Corgi Beach days. There's SoCal Corgi Beach Day, and then there's the Oregon Corgi Beach Day in Portland. Yeah. We're actually going to be headed up to San Francisco in a few weeks for Corgi Con.
Oh, fun.
Yeah. So all these corgi pilgrimages. So I love that you're writing stories about the beach. And it's very, with corgis, you're talking about Poppy liking or not liking the beach. It's very separate. You can't really tell. You can't say corgis like water or they don't.
And so here's the crazy thing with Digby. I took him to the beach 2 years ago. He hated it to the point where he broke his leash. He pulled so hard he broke his leash. However, he and his Brofer, a blue heeler, an Australian cattle dog, like the canal. So here in Phoenix, we have canals, and they go and they like put their little face in the canal.
Yucky water only.
Yucky water only, right? And yeah, well, it's not terrible because the canal is constantly flowing.
Right.
People don't realize that it's.
But you still have to give him a bath.
You still have to give him a bath afterwards. And the blue heeler just loves to just jump into the canal. and the corgi likes the canal, but he doesn't like the beach. Go figure.
Yeah, it's so hard to know, right? And I mean, Poppy took a minute. Like when we got to the beach, we were a little overwhelmed by all the corgis. I had taken her to they have a Calgary corgi meetup, and I live just outside of an hour away from Calgary, so I thought, well, we'll go to that first. Make sure you are okay with corgis. And she had an okay time there, and then we went to Portland, and it was a really fun trip. And she got to the ocean and was like, I don't know about this, and she went away from it. But then the tide was at a good point, and she got into it, so that was great. And I know we've got we're quite inland here, so we have rivers, and there's a dog park nearby that goes into the river, and she likes to go into there just a little bit, like just up to her little tummy and stuff, which is fine with me because it gets quite like fast current. Yes. So I don't want her going in there if it's really fast. But yeah, it's so funny. And then I was like, oh, I hope that I leave here with my corgi. Was another thought I had.
Yeah, that is a thing.
Oh my.
That is a thing. When you go to Corgi Beach Day, you're like, what? Oh wait, that's not mine. Wait, that's not mine. It's when you get so many in a spot, you know what your dog looks like, but from a distance, it's hard to tell when you have that many in one space.
I could understand why the people had the like little outfits on their dog. I thought, oh, that is smart.
Yes.
So you could tell. I think there were a couple land sharks and a few unique little costumes. And I thought, oh, that would have been a good idea.
Right? I understand that the same thing happens with human children. I'm not sure. Really? I have none of my own. Yeah, that like if you're at the park or something and the kids all look the same. I went to Catholic schools, so we were all in uniforms.
Right.
So for grades 1 to 8, we're all in uniform. So, we all converge on a place, and you really can't tell the difference between most of us.
Well, we and the beach. So we went to Corgi Beach Day. We were at Corgi Beach Day just a few months ago.
Okay.
And I only took, so Hammer, he has hip dysplasia and we do swimming. So he loves the pool. He loves to swim. But none of my others like water at all. Lilo liked it. You had to cajole him, but he did like it. But all my others are like, no way, Jose. And Chuckles liked Corgi Beach Day for all the people and the corgis and, the social atmosphere. Yes. But the water, he was like, get me away from this.
No, thank you, mommy.
Not like it. Yeah. They're very divided on their love and loathing of the beach.
Yep. Yeah. I would agree with that statement. That's for sure.
So for the book, you said your little one, Poppy, goes to doggy daycare, and they read the book at doggy daycare. Is it also a good human child?
It would, yeah. It's a great. I'll just see if I can open it and hold the iPad at the same time. But it's very simple, kind of stylus writing here. Like this is the first page. This is a story of 4 little corgis, and then
so like it's for the whole family, man, beast, child.
That's right. And then if you're, I've had to read bedtime stories a little bit. I also don't have human children, but nieces and nephews, and the easier reading, the better, right? So
absolutely,
Poppy, and then I think Petal.
Oh. So it goes through the whole thing.
Yeah, and then Pixie and and then they're on the first one. They're on their way home from school. So it's pretty simple storyline. Came home from school, glowing and rosy. And then, so then their mom, who was based after my dog Flora, she's greeting them at the door, how much she's missed them. And then she wants to know what they learned at school. So barking, obviously, digging.
Of course.
Chasing other people really fast. All the little things that a little corgi comes by quite naturally, but also good to hone your skills.
It's a reunion.
It's a very story. I love it. It's a beautiful book. And it's a to learn to read.
Yeah.
I was as a child, I was an avid reader. I was blessed. My older sister worked at a bookbindery
Oh,
of all
yeah.
Oh,
things.
wow.
And yeah, so she would bring books home for me. And so I was an avid reader. And yeah, that's just like the perfect kind of book to read.
Yeah. That's see, I used to read, was it the Dick and Jane books?
Oh yeah, Fun
that
with
you
Dick and
learned?
Jane.
Yeah.
That's usually
See
classics.
Spot run. Spot was my favorite, being a dog person, right? Now we have books about corgis. And we actually, one of the things we learned, we had an author on recently who is from England, and she wrote The Dog in the Bog, Celia Yanko, and The Dog and the Log. And it's about her corgi's adventures, but also The Dog and the Mog, which is about the corgi and the cat. So in the UK, they call cats mogs. And I had never heard that. I thought of Spaceballs, right?
Yeah.
Actually, I'm a mog, part man, part dog, John Candy, you know.
Right.
But I thought that was kind of interesting. But thank you for sharing that. And tell us, what is the future of so I don't think we properly introduced Four Little Corgis is what your Instagram. You actually have an Instagram page. So those listening, watching, if you go to Instagram, you can go to Four Little Corgis and you can actually follow about the book and some of Poppy's adventures. And tell us what the future of Four Little Corgis. What are we to expect? Do you think you'll write more, illustrate more? Do you have anything coming down the pipeline?
Yeah, for sure. So I've been working on for a while. Four Little Corgis go camping, so that's when they have a next little very simple type of adventure style. They get picked up in the van and go for a little canoe ride and have a tent and a sleep out. So, but very, again, similar style of writing, very simple and clear illustrations. So that is, I'd say it's about at 75%.
Great.
Done.
Yeah.
So not sure when that's going to drop, but I know every time I see like the SoCal Corgi Beach Day logos, I'm like, oh yeah, because we've got a similar van style and the Corgi goes camping.
Oh, the Volkswagen?
Yeah.
We just did that.
Yeah.
Pardon?
We just did that. We just did a Corgcella photo shoot.
I saw that.
There's
that was so cute.
For those watching, those listening, it's Gus the photo bus here in Phoenix. They do. You can actually rent. They'll bring. I believe they bring the bus out to you. But if you contact them, we did it for a rescue group. We were taking pictures for a local rescue group. Then all the money went to charity. But that's what we did. We took photos inside of the. It goes well with corgis, right?
It does.
You can
it was
fit
a very
a lot of them in
look.
there.
You can. And they're fun because at least the one we were in had benches and a couple different seats, so we really had fun putting them on different things and taking photos.
Absolutely,
of them. Yeah. Luckily, they love the limelight and being the center of attention, especially Chuckles here. So they don't mind you picking them up, putting them in places, and taking photos.
Yes, Chuckles adores the paparazzi.
He does.
Those were really cute photos. Yep. I saw that. Oh man, that's cute. My brother has a 74 Volkswagen bus that he, it's like his baby. And I don't think Poppy's ever actually been in it, but that was kind of the inspiration for the Four Little Corgis. When they go camping, they go in that. And of course, Crackle the dog is featured in that one, and they go canoeing. And so working on that. And then on the Instagram page, there's also Poppy and Star. Star is the horse. And they have these, it's just little sketches that I do of mostly Poppy and Star with just kind of kindness thoughts and like illustration or thought for the day of friendship, really. Like that's the essence of those, and the intent there, again, very simple illustrations and just simple little something to read during the day to kind of brighten your day and think of your friends is sort of the stories.
Feel good stories.
Feel good stories. Exactly.
And do you produce those illustrations? Like if I see something on Instagram, can I order it and have it, in my office as an inspiration?
I am working on that. I think that's kind of my intent. To be perfectly honest, the illustrations, like the Poppy and Star sketches, I've only really started them maybe a month or so ago.
Okay.
So I just thought, this will be something fun to try. But I have received quite a bit of feedback from followers and friends that are like, I'd love to see this in a book or a format. And so I'm just trying to feel the waters on those, because I really do love those and would love
Yeah.
to share that.
Yes. See, my marketing mind is always going. I'm a marketer. It's like, okay, wait, we could do this, and then we could, and then we can exploit the corgi. Corgi won't mind. Just give it a few treats. Corgi is good with that.
You can't take the business out of the coach.
No, not at all.
But
Well,
also,
I'm open to suggestions and ideas on how to do it, because really I've just started doing the sketches, and I just post them up there. And
But that's so, in the craziness of the world today. And you know what? You could say that 15 and 20 years ago, and you could say that 15 or 20 years from now. But in the craziness of the world today, whatever the today is that you're listening to this podcast, you could always use a little inspiration. And who doesn't love a corgi?
Yeah.
You can always use a little inspiration, and who doesn't love a corgi, really?
That's what I was going to say, especially us corgi folk. We love the illustrations. We love corgi swag. Our houses are full of it. We usually have, a handbag or stickers or, sticker exchange.
It's
And,
crazy.
So we stand by this wholeheartedly.
Oh,
so
that's awesome.
Tell us a little bit. So you're talking about Poppy and Star Friends. We always want to hear about your corgi and your corgis, bro first and sis first, and tell us about Poppy and Star Friends.
Yeah, to me it's amazing. Like, I think I did post on the Instagram page, like, are they really friends? And they really are. Like, Poppy is a little bit slower now, but when she was a puppy and a younger dog, like, we used to go riding together with Star, and people would always remark Star is a very calm horse. She's like a draft cross, so she's a bigger horse, but very calm. And when I'd go to get on Star, Poppy would race around her like a little electron, around the nucleus, and Star would just stand there. And then Poppy would be shrieking, barking with excitement, racing around the horse, and then we'd go. And we'd go for, just a trail ride around the field or whatever. But it was like the time of her life, and she just loved it. And it got to a point where Star would be reluctant to go without Poppy. And if I thought, well, maybe today we'll just go you and I. Forget it. Had to get the dog back out of the car, go out to the field, have the whole family go for a ride. And it just, it was amazing. And they are like, and Poppy would only have eyes for Star. She wouldn't care about any of the other horses coming in from the field. It was just, oh, there's Star. I'm going to help bring you in, and get right behind her. And so they obviously
are friends.
Yeah, they have a real connection. And and it's just amazing to see. Like, she doesn't, it's not like, I know they're a herding breed, but she didn't care for any of the other horses at the barn. It was just Star. That was it. And
She
Star just loved her.
She thinks that Star is her horse.
Yeah.
She probably does.
It's like, oh, there's my horse. I don't care about these because I'm looking for mine.
That's right. I feed my horse, take care of my horse. These other ones are just background noise.
They're just there.
And they are, really. And Star is very kind and loving horse. So I think in those illustrations that it really does depict the true essence of their friendship and relationship. Like at Star's core, she's a horse and a mare, and so sometimes she's a little bit feisty, but for the most part, she's a very kind and compassionate and loving being. And I think she brings that out in Poppy as well. And they're just, I like to think that, they're waiting to see each other and catch up on the details of their day. And it's, really, it's a beautiful friendship, and it's just great to be able to kind of capture it and share it with people in any way that we can, because it's special to me. I never seen anything like that.
That's so wholesome.
Yeah.
So wholesome. We love wholesome.
We do.
Well, thank you for sharing about your art with us, and about Poppy and Star and all of these adventures.
Yes.
And once again, I will share on the screen, and those listening, it's Four Little Corgis on Instagram. Tell us how we can support your art. It sounds like we can go to your Instagram page, and you have a link tree to where we can purchase books.
I'm not sure what Linktree is, so I don't know. I know.
Well, talk to the business coach over here. She'll get you straightened out, right?
Boy.
So Amazon, where can we buy the book?
Yeah, Amazon. If you go right now, the easiest way to find it is just search my last name, Couban on Amazon. Just type that in and it brings them right up.
Couban, Bridget Couban.
That's correct. Couban is a Nancy, and that will bring them up for sure. But yeah, I have tried to post on the Instagram page the link as well to find them, but I'll have to look into what a link tree is.
Yeah, if we have an instant link from your Instagram, we encourage everybody to go to Four Little Corgis, because you also get to see Poppy also and the illustrations. So we highly recommend you give them a follow. But yeah, we'll help you try to get that link tree on there so that it's easy. But also you can go to Amazon, Bridget Couban, Couban. Look for the Poppy books there for Four Little Corgis and the Adventures.
So cute.
So cute.
Thank you.
Well, thank you for spending a portion of your day with us and telling us about your art. And we look forward to the future and seeing more illustrations and more books.
Awesome.
Absolutely. I love the inspirational aspect of it. I think we all need inspiration in our lives.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, definitely.
Well, thank you so much for taking the time out of your day and sharing it with me. I really appreciate
being with
it.
us.
It's our pleasure.
Yeah. Enjoy your times at all the meetups. It's a little tricky getting there from Alberta, but with you in spirit.
Yes. Thank you. We'll definitely be thinking about you. We'll have a great evening.
Yes.
Thank you so much. And Poppy stayed quiet the whole time.
Good job, Poppy.
Good job, Poppy.
Extra
Good girl.
schmackos and belly rubs.
Yes.
Absolutely. I had thought about giving her a Kong before we started, but I didn't even need to. So
that's a good doggo.
That's it.
The goodest girl. Well, you have a great evening. You all take care, and we'll see you soon.
Thank you so much, you guys.
Thank you.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.
I love all these beautiful little inspiring corgi stories we're finding.
Yes. Yeah. I think inspiration is something that we need. So Poppy was very good through the whole thing.
Better than ours.
I was going to say,
not Chuckles. Chuckles was good.
Chuckles was good because Chuckles is just sitting there, but one Digby and Mortimer Barnabas.
Mortimer Barnabas cannot be trusted.
If for those of you who are watching us on YouTube, Mortimer keeps jumping up in my lap. For those of you who are watching us on YouTube and wondering whether or not we were having an earthquake here in Phoenix, we were not.
It was a Mortimer quake.
It was a Mortimer Digby quake.
Well, we're here for you every Thursday.
Yes.
All things corgi lifestyle, pet lifestyle, health, wellness of the breed, and just being dog people in general. This is part of our creator series. So we also like sharing with you inspiring corgi stories and those creators of art. And Digby and Booger somewhere. Hammer.
Booger somewhere. And home today is the honorary Corgi.
Wiggin and Spirits.
Wiggin and Spirit. Yes.
All right. We'll see you next week.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.